Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Angela. I am a full-time voiceover artist and audiobook narrator, and my channel is dedicated to those of you that are just getting started out in this wonderful world of voiceover and audiobook narration. And through my channel, I share with you some of the techniques I use every day in my own voiceover business and answer your questions about getting started. So today's video is going to be about how to increase your overall average sale price on Fiverr. Some of the techniques that you can use in your Fiverr gigs to earn more money per gig. So that's what we're going to look at today. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Okay, so this is one of my live gigs right now. I don't remember which one, but this is one of my live gigs. This is how I have my pricing set up. I have the base price is 100 words for $15, right? And then each additional word down here, each additional 100 words, is $10. Now, you can set up your gig any which way that you want to. I always recommend to leave your base price relatively low, and you can adjust that to your comfort level by adjusting the number of words for X amount of dollars. For example, you could do 50 words for $10, 25 words for $5, that sort of thing, because that lower initial price is going to capture more attention, right? If you're looking for someone that sells something on Fiverr, what's one of the first things that you look at? I typically look at the thumbnail, the title, and the price, right? And of course, the ratings. So if you're looking at those four things as a major deciding factor on which freelancer you choose, price is usually going to be a big one. So if your introductory or base price is relatively low, you're going to capture more attention. However, that does not mean that your gigs are always going to be, each order is going to be a lower amount, because you have all of these extras on the back end to offer to help you make up some additional dollars on each gig. For example, your additional words. Now, you do want to take in consideration what your rate is going to be to start with, your general voiceover rate. And I have mentioned in a few other videos that you should determine what your rate's going to be before you even get started, because you want that rate to be consistent across all of the platforms that you are offering your voiceover services on. You do not want to be caught with a client from one platform looking at your pricing on all of the other platforms and then calling you out on the different pricing. That could be a bad situation, and you don't want to put yourself in that position. So first determine what your rate is going to be, right? By looking at all of the other users, voiceover artists, and getting a good idea of what you're comfortable with offering for your pricing, and then structure your prices here on Fiverr to match that. So for example, I have my first 100 words is $15, and each additional 100 words is $10. For this particular gig, I think it is a long-form narration gig, so I give them a little bit of a break on the amount of words. So it's not $15 per 100 words. I give them a little bit of break and charge $10 for each additional 100. You get the idea. And then down below that, you have your delivery time. Now, depending on your situation, on whether you're full-time or part-time, this is probably going to vary quite a bit. But since I am full-time, I can take on a little bit more work instead of as if I was working at this part-time. I would probably have the delivery time or the amount of words a much lower amount. But I can generally deliver up to 1,500 words in 2 days. And I chose 2 days instead of 1 day is because you have an extra fast delivery option down here below. If the client needs their 1,500 word script delivered in 1 day, I can do that for them for an additional $25. Not only does that give me a few extra dollars, but in reality, once you start to get busy, you're going to want that extra day buffer, because once you're your queue is loaded up with 15, 20, 25, 30 different orders, you might need that additional day to get through some of your other orders before you can even get to this order. So I always recommend starting with at least a 2-day delivery time for whatever your word count is, not only because you have now the option of offering an extra fast delivery for a few extra dollars, but you might actually need that extra day buffer. So keep that in mind when creating your gigs. And then we have all of these additional extras down here below that you can also offer on top of your voiceover recording itself to help you earn a few extra dollars for some extra services that you might know how to do, right? Depending on your skill set. Like, for example, if you have split files, if you give the option to split files, which is basically maybe the customer has 3 different scripts in one order, they're going to need those 3 different scripts, more likely, on 3 different audio files, right? So that means you're delivering multiple files. Then you have background music. If you know how to add background music to a track, I would definitely add that to your add-ons here on the back end of your Fiverr gig, because you can also choose how much you want to offer that background music add-on for. I say $10. It's been $10, but you could choose $5, $15, $50, depending on maybe where the music is coming from, how much it costs you to purchase the music yourself, or if you know how to compose music, maybe it's a little bit extra if you can compose your own music. And Fiverr also gives you the pre-filled extra for timed audio sync per 60 seconds. In VoiceOver, there's a lot of times where the client needs us to maybe dub or to match what is being said, the actor's lips on a video, or to add the narration as it appears on the screen, that sort of thing. That would be timed audio sync. So I offer it as a flat fee. So that basically covers them whether the video was 3 minutes or if it was 20 minutes. It's just a flat fee across the board. So it makes it a little bit easier for the client to understand. And then I also want to make sure that I am covered for the time that I spend syncing up the video. And then, of course, with every voiceover, 90% of what we do is at least needing commercial rights. And again, commercial rights are needed if your voice is being used in a non-paid marketing channel. In other words, their website, their social media posts, things of that nature, YouTube. But if they're using your voice for a paid marketing channel versus like they're paying to promote something, their business, service, or product, through Facebook ads, YouTube ads, radio, TV, that is going to require full broadcast rights for usage of your voice. And again, you can choose what you want to charge for commercial or the full broadcast rights. And you can incrementally increase these as you move up in levels or whenever you deem necessary. You can start with commercial rights at $10, $15, $5, $50, whatever you want it to be. And the same goes with full broadcast rights. You can set that to whatever you want. And then, increase the price as you move up in the Fiverr world. And then, of course, down the bottom, you have custom gig extras. This is an opportunity for you to offer some additional skills that maybe aren't already pre-filled in the gig, like sound effects. If you know how to add in sound effects, like if it's a commercial and they want you to fully produce the commercial, not only record the voiceover, but maybe add music and then add, birds chirping in the background or something of that nature, that would be a sound effect. So I have a custom gig extra for sound effects for $10 for each additional sound effect. And that $10 covers my time in mixing it in the appropriate place and adjusting the sound. And it also covers the cost that I spend to pay for my royalty-free sound effects. And then down below that, I have a coffee fund. It's kind of a pre-tip tip. A lot of my repeat clients, and I thank you for any of you watching that add that into the order. That is very appreciated. But it's just an additional $5 up front just to say, hey, thanks. I'm really appreciative of your work and all of the time that you spend. And here's an extra $5. Go get you some coffee. Or maybe they just think I just really need a coffee. I'm not sure which, but I have that added in there as a added bonus. But As you can see, all of these additional add-ons, when they're necessary, will make the order, more than $15, especially if the script is over 100 words, which in most cases they typically are. So Fiverr has made it really easy for freelancers to create custom gigs depending on what you can do, what your skills are. If you have skills above and beyond voiceover that you want to include or offer with each additional gig, then you can definitely use those to increase the attractiveness of your offer to your clients, and helps you to offer all of those additional skill sets to your clients through Fiverr, through each gig. And your gigs don't need to be all the same from gig to gig to gig, because, as Fiverr, we have more than one gig to start out with. And depending on what the gig is for, you can customize some of those custom gig extras to match what it is that you offer, the skill set needed for that particular gig. So utilizing those gig extras that Fiverr has pre-filled for you and some of the custom gig extras that Fiverr offers you to use for your gigs can really add up for each order, and also make sure that you can offer your clients what you can offer them, right? If you have a particular skill set that isn't already pre-filled within the gig, you can use one of those custom extras to add that particular skill set to enhance that client's experience with you even more and keep them coming back again and again and again. So I hope this helps explain a little bit about what Fiverr gig extras can do to help your average sale price and to offer all of the skills that you have to your clients through your gigs on Fiverr. I really hope that helps you understand that a little bit better. If you have any more questions about Fiverr, audiobooks, or anything about voiceover or audiobooks in general, please feel free to leave those down below. If you'd like more information about me, my work, or how I can help you get started in voiceover or audiobook narration, please check out my website, voiceoverangela.com. Thank you so much for your time. If you found this video helpful, hit that like and subscribe buttons. I really appreciate that too. As always, I thank you for your time, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.